What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to make a quick video on how to clean out your Mac and some tips and tricks regarding the subject. I got this question asked by a subscriber, and they basically want to know how they could clean their Mac. Just like on a Windows, you have the control panel, you could uninstall stuff. Well, on a Mac, there's a few different ways you could do this. There's a lot of services that you could buy that say, oh, they could clean the Mac and stuff like that, which most of them they can, but there's really no need to purchase the software because it does create more files, and sometimes it's worse than just doing it yourself or letting your Mac can take control and do it itself. If you're running out of space, there's a lot of different things you could do to get more space. But for the most part, Mac OS is a software that pretty much manages itself. It's like having, I don't know, to make an analogy, it's like having a kid growing up, you know, in a trashy house and a kid growing up in a house that their parents are from the military. The two systems are going to be different. One might be Windows, and the kid that lives with the military family might be Mac. They're brought up differently. Windows was built differently than Mac. When they built Mac OS X, they built the software to pretty much run smoothly and run into no problems. There is a lot of problems that you can run into, but most of them don't regard this. Here's a quick app that I will give you guys that's free. It's called App Cleaner, and it's a good way to remove some apps and stuff like that. So when you do download this, I'll put the link in the description, or you just go on Google, type in App Cleaner. It is free. It basically brings up this little window. Nothing too crazy, and it shows you all the different files. So let's say that I wanted to delete this, which the reason why I do have this is I went and tried a few different cleaners just to see how they were. I get a lot of different people saying they're bad. Some people say that they're good. So I just really wanted to get a feel and try them all. And so this method I'm going to show you now works the best, honestly. This little app will get rid of all the files that go along with an application. And it could do widgets and others too. So like you just seen, I deleted that. It deleted everything with it. I could easily go into Finder and do it myself, but I might not get everything with it. I might not be able to delete everything. So we'll go here to Applications, and I could easily just drag this into the trash, but it's not getting all the files that are, in your applications, you're in your library and stuff like that. So with this little trick, you could hit Go, and at the same time hit Option, hold in Option, and you see it brings up Library right here. When you let go to Option, it goes away. So when you hit Library, you can go to Application Support. Actually, here we go. And there's a lot of different things in here. Steam, Skype, a lot of different hidden files that you wouldn't normally delete when you just drag it into the trash. So this is a good thing to go to. And you could also go to Sync Services. You might have a few different things in here. Most of them you could delete. If you don't know what they are, you don't know what you're doing, I would just leave them. They're probably not that big of a file. Now, if you are trying to save space in your computer, a couple things you could look into is iTunes. Maybe you have old backups. I know iOS backups for iPads and iPhones and all that take up gigabytes upon gigabytes. And it's the same thing with movies. Go through your pictures. You could download many different like iPhoto cleaner apps on the Apple App Store. And another good thing to do to keep your computer running good and stuff like that is to update it regularly. I have 10 updates. I haven't updated it in about a week. I should update it soon. And another good thing is I never turn off my computer. One thing that you could do is, restart your computer, turn it off, once every couple months. Because when you do turn off your computer, some updates require you to turn it off. And sometimes when you turn off the computer, it will clear caches and stuff like that. So that's another good way. But this little app cleaner right here is one of the best things that I could give to you guys because it is free and it doesn't install all these different files and hidden stuff like that. So definitely recommend this. And yeah, I'll show you guys a few different other things, but I'm trying to find an app that I could delete. A lot of these I didn't even know I had, to be honest with you. It's just, it really finds those. So I'll get rid of Remote Mouse. I hit search, and it's going to get all the files with it again. Delete. And then sometimes you need a password for different apps that you had to have a password to install that work within the system. That particular app uses my phone as a trackpad, so it actually has permission to go into the system. So that's why you need a password. You can't actually delete any of the apps that come installed on the computer just because some of them need that to run. So you can't get rid of those at all. Here's another one. We could delete Spotflux. I made a video about this before. It's a good VPN. Actually, yeah, I'll keep it. I'll delete RAR extractor free. Actually, I'll delete Minecraft. Search. It's going to get all the files along with it. And I left RAR extractor. I'll get rid of those. Sorry about that. So it's going to get all these files that come with it. Delete, and there you go. Same thing like I said with widgets and plugins. It's the same basic concept. Another thing that you could do is go to your disk utility, and once this loads up, click your Macintosh HD, and you could verify your disk. It might take a little while, so I'm not going to do it right now. And that'll give you any indications, if your hard drive is failing or anything like that, if there's any missing files, anything of that nature. And that's the same thing with repair disk permissions. Repairing this will help repair broken files and things of that nature. You don't really have to do this, but it is good. Maybe do it once in a while. And one thing I can tell people, they're like, how can I make my Mac slower? I get this wheel that spins. And if it's like a little rainbow wheel, that could be early signs of, failure with your hard drive or solid state or whatever you may have. And like I said, just because your hard drive is failing, it's not the Mac's fault. All hard drives are prone to fail. That's why most of the computers are going to solid state and PCI. They're much better than traditional hard drives, spinning disks. Traditional hard drives, you shock the computer or you bump it or something like that. That disk inside spinning could get scratched and get knocked off balance, whatever it may be. So avoid hard drives as much as you can. A lot of different people that need a lot of space will use a hard drive just because they're cheaper. I know solid state is probably 2 times more, maybe 3 times more, maybe even 4. I know a 500 gigabyte SSD might be $500 or $600, but you could get a terabyte hard drive for 70. So it all depends what you want to do and how long you want it to last. I'd say a hard drive might last 3 to 4 years. Solid state maybe 7. But that's just an estimate. Everybody's computer is different. So I figured this is probably enough to get you guys going. If you do have any questions, just let me know. And like I said, you could go to the traditional way and delete it through here, but I definitely recommend using that app cleaner. It is pretty cool to use. But that's about it. Make sure you guys delete, old downloads, documents, anything of that nature. Just go through there, clean it out. Now, if you guys have a lot of space, I think I have 90 gigabytes left. I don't really do a whole lot. If I do make YouTube videos, I put them on a hard drive or I delete them. So I don't really have a need for a ton of space. And honestly, I've had this computer now for 2 years and I've never really had to clean it out. So Mac OS X is a great operating system in that field. That's about it. If you guys have any questions, like I said, let me know and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.